We're back on. We are back on right now. With more of Purist Mod. And for whatever reason, only Sayori's on the title screen right now. And last we left off, we did our poetry performance. Everyone did good except for main character himself. He did like a terrible job. Apparently. I don't remember the last time I was this embarrassed in my entire life. And then more sad music plays. I made a fool of myself. The literature club. I messed up in front of Sayori. This sucks. I feel like punching the wall in frustration. Of all the days when I wanted to impress her. Of all the days when I didn't want to look like a big dork in front of Sayori. Of course I had to mess up today. On top of that, my classmates saw me screw up. I'm sure this is going to have consequences for me. I start walking aimlessly down the corridor, keeping my head low and my hands in my pockets. The pleasant smell of various food stands invades my nostrils, but I don't feel tempted to stop and check them out. I just want to get out of here, go home, and forget about screwing up like this. My phone vibrates as I walk. For a second I stop to check it and see that Sayori sent me a message. Damn it! She's probably panicking right about now, but I feel I can't go back. Everyone will just point at me and laugh. I put the phone back in my pocket and start walking faster than before. Just then I hear the sound of someone running behind me. I don't care to look over my shoulder and start running as well. Ow! I ran into the school door. I crashed into the sign of one of the food stands and collapsed on the floor like a downed tree. Great. Just great. As I slowly open my eyes, I look up to see the faces of several second-year students. I can tell they're trying really hard to suppress their laughter. Suddenly, one of them leaps out of the way and I see a familiar face look down at me with a concerned look on her face. Sayori. Luffalinchin, are you alright? That looked like it really hurt. She reaches out to me. I take her hand and get up. I then glance at the small crowd of students who had gathered around me. Show's over, let me through. The crowd slowly disperses while I hear them muttering something about me being a clumsy idiot. Still feeling a little dizzy, I look over at Sayori. You ran too fast. I tried to warn you not to run like that. Her voice is filled with genuine concern. It makes me feel guilty that I made her worry like that. I'm sorry. If I had been a bit louder, then maybe you wouldn't have crashed like that. No, I'm sorry for running away from the event like that. I'm sure the others must be furious with me, especially Natsuki. Before I know it, she wraps her arms around me and hugs me tightly. Don't worry about it. I'm sure they understand that. Before she can continue, some female students that pass by us wolfless at us, calling us a dorky couple. We break apart and I feel my cheeks redden from embarrassment. I feel tempted to correct them that we're not a couple, but I know that I'd only make things worse. Let's ditch these guys. My head hurts. Alright. The cheery voice that I've known all these years returns. Oh, I know a great place where they won't disturb us. Sayori leads me to a bench located in a remote part of the schoolyard. I look around and notice there are very few students present. As soon as I sit down, Sayori runs her fingers along my forehead to look for bruises. I'm fine, Sayori. Don't worry about me. You know I'll always worry. Anyways, doesn't look like if you've hurt yourself too bad. She breathes a sigh of relief and sits down next to me. I feel her staring at me, and I soon turn my eyes towards her, gazing into her eyes. Neither of us speaks a word for a while. All I can hear is the chatter of the students and the rustle of leaves in the wind. Too many thoughts run through my head. Soon enough, Sayori becomes self-conscious from my gaze and looks down, blushing lightly. I respond by looking down as well. Sorry. About what? I don't know. I guess I made you uncomfortable? Don't worry about it. I think it's fun spending time with you. Sayori's smile fades all of a sudden. I wish things would go back to how they were before. Before I realize what I'm doing, I put my left arm around her shoulder. An awkward tension arises between us, but Sayori doesn't push me away. Instead, I see a weak, hollow smirk forming on her lips. I don't want that. Sayori looks at me again, saying nothing. Not much, really. I mean, I started not even 5 minutes ago. As long as we stick it together, we'll find a way. Sayori tries to say something, but shakes her head and sighs. Then all of a sudden, she starts laughing. I sigh. Oh, come on, what I'm saying isn't that ridiculous. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just, seeing you so optimistic and trying to cheer me up, it feels so surreal. Oh, come on, am I usually that negative? Thank you, Level Engine. You somehow know how to make me feel appreciated. Ditto, Sayori. Her laughter dies down and her face takes a serious look. I notice her moving a little closer to me. Sayori? Yes? Do you trust me? I do. Good. Because I want you to trust me that I want to help you. I spent a lot of time thinking last night. I pull her a little closer. She doesn't resist. I want you to be happy. Please, I don't... I'm not done. She needs to know. I don't want you to deal with this alone, but that's not my only reason. I want to spend more time with you. After a long pause, Sayori's eyes become filled with tears as she rests her head on my shoulder. I guess I'm selfish or something, but I feel the same way. What? It'd make me happy if I could be with you more often. I feel my cheeks redden. Upon realizing what she just said, she blushes as well. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. Yeah, I know. You're... She lowers her voice down to a whisper. You're the only one I trust enough to tell you about any of this. I take a moment to process what she just told me. I have one question. Why me? I don't know. I just feel deep down that you won't take advantage of me. And the way you always make me smile, even when I'm sad, even when I feel like I'm worthless. I notice her voice breaking and quickly look at her face to see tears forming on her eyes. I brush away her tears and give her a reassuring smile. The tension between us is making it hard for me to breathe. Don't worry. Please continue. I'm here for you, Sayori. If it helps, you make me feel the same way. I trust you because you're the only person who doesn't think of me as a joke. That's why I think I can help you, since without you always cheering me up, I'd probably feel worthless as well. Can I ask a selfish request of you? Is it okay with you if we do more together? I mean, I understand if you have better things to do. I want that too. Great! She hesitates for a moment. If you want to ask the others, then that's fine too. No, I want to spend more time with only you. It'll make me happy. Okay, if you say it'll make you happy, then I believe you. Sayori, how much did you sleep last night? I got enough sleep. How much exactly? Okay, I know it's no use lying to you. I couldn't sleep. I was afraid of what it would mean for me now that I've told you about my condition. How about this then? We can already start spending more time together, but only after you've rested. It's no use. I only feel the rain clouds going away when I'm with you. Since then I know this isn't a dream I can just wake up from to find that I've lost you. Okay then, you can rest here. Use me as a pillow. Sayori knows I won't back down. Only if you promise me one thing. Your wish is my command. Don't disappear while asleep. Please don't be a dream. I promise you, Sayori. I'll be here when you wake up, and when you do, I'll take you someplace fun. After Pinky swearing to her that I won't go away, she smiles and lies down on my lap. 5 minutes later, she falls asleep. I look at her for a while. She looks different when she's asleep. Her face is even more gentle and peaceful. I take off my jacket and carefully cover her with it to prevent her from getting cold while she sleeps. I then look up at the sky and silently promise myself that I won't let her down. Ever. Just as I'm about to take my phone out of my jacket's pocket, I see it vibrate. I check to see that Monica sent me a message, wondering if I'm alright after I ran out like that. I text her that I felt like the stress was too much for me and I want some fresh air, to which she merely responded that I should spend the rest of the day to relax and enjoy myself. I don't reply. I'll hold off on enjoying myself until Sayori wakes up. Right now she needs rest and I promised her I wouldn't leave. I can tell our story begins now. 5 hours have passed. But despite my discomfort having stood up once, 5 hours. I read all sorts of online articles about depression as well. That should suffice. I soon hear a low murmur from my side and look down to see Sayori slowly opening her eyes. Morning, or well, good afternoon I guess. You're still here! I decide to humor her. Sorry if you were expecting someone better. She laughs and notices that I put my jacket over her to keep her from getting cold. Don't say that. You're better than anyone I know. I'm sorry I made you wait so long. Was your nap good? I'm trying to think if Simon's Quest classifies as one. Yeah, it's not like I had anything better to do. Besides, it felt good to be useful to someone for once. I realize this is getting awkward again. Maybe a joke would lighten the mood. That, and what guy wouldn't want a cute girl resting on them? You think I'm cute? Nope. That only made the awkwardness increase tenfold. Despite me having lost any kind of feeling on my face a few hours ago, I feel my cheeks flare up. Anyway, why don't we get going? Did you forget? I told you that I'd take you someplace nice when you woke up. You're paying though. I waited so long that I think I'll faint from hunger soon. Haha, fair enough. Sayori yawns and rubs her eyes again. That was the most comfortable nap I've ever had. I'm glad to hear that, Sayori. I try to get up only to find out my legs have fallen asleep due to her resting her head on my knees while she slept. Sayori, noticing this, is quick to lend me a helping hand, and for the second time today, I lean on her for support as I walk. So this is just going to be like a straight up dating sim. No crazy strings attached like the original games was based off of. I mean, that's what really made me like the original game in the first place. It took something like everyone, like a bunch of people know about, and just completely and utterly annihilated it. I didn't know there was such a nice cafe near where we live. It's funny, I've walked past here every time we go home from school, but I never even bothered to look. I shrug and laugh sheepishly. I found it by accident one day. I was bored, hungry, and didn't want to bother making food. So I overheard some girls at school mention some really cheap cafe near where I live. Oh, is that so? Is something the matter? She shakes her head and returns to her old, cheery self. Nope, not at all. I'm thinking about just what to order here. What are you in the mood for? I think I'll have whatever you have. I'm kind of curious about your tastes. I want today to be all about you, that's why I'll order whatever you decide to order. In that case, let's order something together and split it. On the other hand, when I look at how happy she seems when she reads aloud every item on the cafe's menu list, I feel like I can't deny her. So I decide to play along with her. Let's do that, it sounds fun. Don't mind sharing a meal with her. This isn't like one of those situations you see in an anime where two people actually go on a date without realizing it, is it? Of course not! I mean, can you believe how awkward that would be? Besides, I'm not dating material anyway. Hey, don't say that. I noticed how at least a few guys in my class were staring at you when you read your poem. Yeah, but I don't think I can handle the stress. It's okay, Level Engine. I've already come to terms with the fact that I'll likely stay single forever. But if I can't be happy, I at least want to devote my life to making others happy. I think then their happiness would shine on me. For some reason, however, her comment made me a little sad. It's not fair. She notices the concern in my eyes and shakes her head. That's enough sob stories for one dinner. Let's order up. How does pizza sound? Wait, they have pizza at this cafe? I might consider coming here. Well, I would if it was actually a real place. Sayori finishes her share so fast I'm left wondering if she has a black hole in place of a stomach. Her metabolism is clearly better than mine, since she barely breaks a sweat, while I'm left heaving for breath by the time I'm halfway done with my portion. She finds a slight amusement in my struggle and eventually starts giving me a pep talk to motivate me to finish. After an hour, my epic battle with the pizza comes to an end. You did it! I'm so proud of you! I'm too exhausted to reply and merely give her a weak, half-hearted thumbs up. Never would have made it without your pep talk. You'd make a great coach someday. I wheeze before gulping down a glass of water. Thanks. Her eyes then light up and she clasps her hands together. How about we go to the park after school tomorrow? We'd be doing an activity together and we can work on your poor condition. Since no offense, but I've seen old men with better stamina than you. Sure, that sounds fun. Huh, really? I was just teasing you. I know you don't want that. Actually, I do. That sounds like a fun activity we can do together. Besides, you're right, I think I could do with some exercise. Seeing that we've both finished our meals, the waiter comes over to ask us if we're ready to pay. Doesn't matter what choice I make. We'll split the bill. We did split the pizza in half, so it'd be wrong if one of us paid the share of both. Besides, if I do this, you won't think this is a date. Good! You were so smooth, I almost forgot for a second. We both laugh for a brief moment. Then remember the waiter who's standing next to us, growing ever more impatient. Eventually, we both take out our wallets and pay our halves. Then we walk home. It's kind of chilly in the evening. She then looks at me with a focused gaze in her eyes. Oh right, isn't today the release day of that manga you've been anticipating? If you leave me now and run to the store, you can still buy it before the store closes. While the thought is tempting, I can tell Sayori is tired. Besides, I can't leave her now in good conscience. My hobbies can wait until tomorrow. Let's hurry back before I catch a cold. Plus I gotta rest. Good night. Wish her good night. I head back home. After a painful night full of nightmares, I wake up in cold sweat and my body feels like it's been battered by pro fighters all day long. I try to inhale, but my throat feels like it's been ground with sandpaper. Oh crap, why now? I cough violently and feel drained of energy. I rest my head against the pillow and try to open my eyes, but my eyelids feel incredibly heavy. This is bad. I promised Sayori I'd spend the day with her. As it stands, I don't even have the strength to reach out to my phone and call her. Even so, she needs to know or she'll wait all day for me. Even so, I have to force myself and bear the cold pain. I crawl like an oversized caterpillar to the edge of my bed and slap the phone down to my bedside where it lands on my right hand. I quickly select Sayori from my contacts list and call her. Before long, I hear a cheerful but sleepy voice on the other end. Level Engine, are you alright? It's still early morning. I'm sorry I woke you. Oh dear, that sounded awful. Don't worry about me, I'm sure it's just the cold. Is there anything I can do to help you? I'm just calling to say that. My coughing is so bad that I don't even get a chance to finish my sentence before my finger slips and accidentally makes me end the call. Crap. My phone's almost dead as well. At this rate, it'll run out of battery if I try to call her again. I close my eyes and feel another nightmare enveloping me. In it, I see Sayori standing on, oh no, the school rooftop. She takes a step forward and, oh no. I reach out to grab her by the arm before she can jump off. Just as I do, black mist covers everything and the scene distorts. My eyes open and I'm filled with anxiety. My eyes struggle to stay open for much longer. They close again, and I see Sayori sitting on the floor of her room, covering her face with her hands and crying loudly. In the dream, I try to walk up to her, only to find myself unable to move. I try calling out to her, but my voice is gone. Eventually, she gets up and shows me her face to reveal a pair of red eyes that burn with hatred for me for failing after all these years. Just as she lunges at me with screams that she detests me for neglecting her for years, the dream distorts and changes again. I find myself alone in darkness. All I can hear is my own heartbeat. Then suddenly, I see Sayori walking towards me, asking why I never supported her when she suffered and why I only lived for myself. Until there's an entire choir asking me why I was such a terrible friend to her. I'm sorry. They start accusing me, pointing to events in mine and Sayori's past where I could have helped her if only I knew about her condition at that time. Please forgive me. The voices are unfazed and say I don't deserve her kindness. I wake up completely drenched in cold sweat. Cold horror grabs me as I realize I forgot to lock the door last night before crashing into bed. The footsteps are coming closer. Whoever my intruder may be, they are clearly coming towards me. I know I'm defenseless in my current condition. There's no hope for me to escape either. I see my doorknob turning. My heart is beating furiously as I try to come up with a means of escape. It's then that I hear a familiar voice call out to me. Level Engine? I sigh in relief as I see Sayori enter my room carrying her tray with some tea. Sayori? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to enter your house without asking you, but luckily you forgot to lock the door last night. Did I startle you? I'm so sorry if I did. Just what are you doing here? How? Why? I was worried about you. You sounded quite sick. Sayori. Please don't tell me to leave. I won't. I clench my fists. I know she speaks the truth. Even if I had the strength to force her away. I know Sayori can be stubborn as a mule when she wants to. I've already called Monica and your homeroom teacher too, telling them both you're sick. Come to think of it, I know she's not in her school uniform. She seems to have made the decision to skip school today to take care of me. And what about you? Won't you get an absence? Don't worry about me. I lied and told them I was feeling sick as well. Why? I want to be with you. You have nobody to take care of you, right? Yeah, then it's settled. Just like you won't abandon me because of my condition, I won't leave you until you've recovered. Please go home. I don't want you to get sick as well. No can do. Besides, I won't get sick. I just have to believe that really hard and I'll be A-okay. And well, taking care of you makes me happy. I don't know whether it's my temperature or my awkwardness at the situation, but I feel my cheeks turning red hot. I appreciate it, Sayori. I'm a lucky guy to have a great friend like you. What mod is next on my Let's Play saga for DDLC? I actually don't know what to play next. Thank goodness. Hello? Earth to Sayori? She snaps out of her trance and sighs. You have a fever, but it doesn't seem to all too serious. Give it a few days, and you'll be back to normal. I just read a lot of books about medicine when I'm alone, because of, you know. Anyway, just drink this for now. She pours some tea into a cup and hands it to me. It's hot to the touch and I nearly drop it as soon as I take hold of it. You're talking about that bits and pieces level, if I'm not mistaken, right? No sooner do I speak up than a terrible burning notion fills my throat. I cough violently and spill the tea over my bedsheets. Fire! There's a fire in my throat! I'm sorry, did I make it too strong? What the heck did you put in it? Well, the book I read said that ginger tea works when you have a sore throat, so I looked through the fridge and found a bunch of ginger. Fear grips me as I realize what she did. How much of that did you put in the tea? An entire root? Even though I'm in clear pain, I know that Sayori only wanted to help. The problem is I was planning to throw the ginger away since it was past its expiration date. Sayori realizes that she made a mistake, and I can see her smile slowly fading and that her eyes are starting to darken. I'm sorry. I tried to help, but of course I messed up. Well, I appreciate it nonetheless. Level Engine, I'm sorry. Maybe I should leave. I only made this worse. As she is about to get up, I grab her hand. This gesture surprises her enough to make her hesitate. I see her look down on me with an indescribable look in her eyes. Please don't leave. My voice is barely stronger than a whisper at this point. Why? I'm just a nuisance. I tried to help you, but I only made you feel worse. Like always. I shake my head. Level Engine, I want you to stay. Even if I'm useless? Even if I can't help you? Since I know almost nothing about how to treat illnesses and I'm so clumsy that I somehow ended up making it worse? I try to nod. Yes, the day has only just begun. We can still make it great. I can share it with you after the stream, by the way. I could actually just play it real quick, perhaps. I mean, it shouldn't take me that long to go find it. I'm going to try and find it as fast as possible, I promise. So, music. You know, I just go into the SPCs folder and I'll probably find it. There it is. And, fair warning, it's loud. A moon-themed level. I don't want to, like, just blast you with it, but I think that was kind of the point, because it's pretty freaking loud. Yeah, physicist, does this sound familiar? I had to lower the volume by like at least 75%, and it's still pretty loud. Like, it was, like, at least 3 to 4 times louder than this. Yeah, it was called Mario in This Future World, and it stopped working, and the mods that just crashed. It was called something like Mario in This Future World by Harumi Makoto. I'm pretty sure the port didn't actually get accepted on the site, but I did download it just in time before it got removed, so I still have it. So split the bill, and I'm just going to do some more fast forwarding. Actually, I'll share it with you after I'm done the stream. Remind me. So I'm just going to fast forward back to where we were. We're almost back. Well, you can always wake up tomorrow, by the way, for it. You know you can tell me anything. I don't know if I'm ready to tell you yet. Sounds like she's in pain. Whatever is the reason for her mindset seems to be really personal for her. But on the other hand, this might be my only chance to find out the root of the problem. If I could learn what made her think this way, I could do something to help her. However, Sayori might break under pressure. I can see she wants to tell me, but... is it really right for me to pry further? I want to know, but... at her expense. Perhaps I could. I'll probably send you both an SPC and a text file. Please tell me what happened. I'm sorry, but I can't. I really do, but it's too hard for me. I guess I don't want to force you then. So let's not talk about it then. So the medicine is starting to take effect? Yeah. Good. Take a nap. I'll wait for you to wake up. Maybe then I'll have the courage to tell you. Before long, I start to hear 2 voices. A boy and a girl's. I could do that too, perhaps, but that might take me a bit more time just to get it over to you. Boy and girl, who are these 2 characters anyway? What happened to your knee? I fell. I bruised myself and my stuffed toy. Wow, its neck is broken. Sniffle. Hey, please don't cry. He was my only friend. Your only friend? Uh-huh. Now, what am I going to do? Let's go. I think we can fix him. Really? No sooner do I become aware of the meaning of the voices than they fade away, leaving only static noise in their place. I look at my alarm clock. Judging from the time, I must have slept for a good 6 hours. That's not a lot of sleep, by the way. Sayori's trying to cook. The end is nigh. The singing soon becomes even louder, and I realize that she's on her way. I rise up and smile at her as she enters the room. What is this cutesy xylophone music that's playing? I kind of like it. Compared to how I felt this morning, I feel a lot better. Soft acoustic guitar, and I can hear some xylophone in the background. I'm gonna guess that's also some clarinet playing. Solitude in A minor. Yeah, A minor, alright! And I love how Patrick literally just falls asleep after Squidward plays the first note. Ah, SpongeBob. When SpongeBob was good, it was extremely good. About what I said before you went to sleep, I've been thinking, and I want you to know. Even if I'm scared, but I know I can't keep running away from my problems. You're not alone, Sayori. There's nothing that can make me change my mind. Well, this is going to be a long story. Don't fall asleep, okay? I'll be really upset if you do. Don't worry. I'm wide awake, as you can see. She nods in acknowledgement and looks for words before she begins. I've always thought that they couldn't really matter. After all, how can somebody matter more than others? Aren't we all the same? You probably know this by now, but I never really had any friends when I grew up until I met you, that is. You were always afraid I'd leave you behind? I've always been aware of how selfish people are. It's wrong that so many people live for themselves, even though we call it a society. I don't want to be like that. I want to make other people happy, especially those who suffer. Is that why I got so attached to me when we were kids? Wanting to help others is fine, but I didn't think about how the selfish people would treat me. No matter how much I tried to help them, they weren't satisfied. They wanted more. Worse, when I was done helping them back up, they'd often leave me behind. So... I haven't heard this interpretation of Sayori's backstory yet. None of my friends cared enough to think about how much it hurts to always smile and stay positive every day. But if I didn't, they'd leave me. They'd spread rumors, they'd shut me out of their lives, that's why... Level Engine. I'm not like those people, Sayori. I never exploit you for your kindness, and more importantly, I will never betray you like that. Level Engine, Even if I'm your only friend, you're not alone. I'm about to say something else when I realize our faces are only inches away from each other. Just a little closer and we'd be kissing. Sayori notices this too and looks away in embarrassment. We break apart with both of us apologizing at the same time. I lie down again and she continues her story. That's why I was so afraid to tell you, or anyone else. As for why I feel like I'm worthless. It's like there's some voice inside my head telling me that if I don't satisfy everyone, I won't deserve anything good. But you know that's not true. I don't know anything anymore. I don't know if it was a good idea to ask you to join the literature club. I don't know if it was a good idea for me to tell you. I'm so scared of losing you. You won't lose me. You don't understand. Even if you're here with me, you'll just end up finding someone. Finding someone? Wait, is she? I shouldn't feel this way. It's wrong. It's not wrong. Sayori. I've gotten so used to always being left behind or exploited. I can't even imagine a happy future. You deserve happiness. You won't be exploited or left behind. I really admire you. It takes guts to keep smiling after all you've gone through and still keep helping people. But you need to realize how much you're worth to me, Sayori. You're the only reason I made it this far. You really remind me of a certain character in an anime I love and admire. Watch an anime. 5 minutes later, I call her back in and find a DVD in my drawer. She changes into her pajamas. Oh, I changed out of mine. She puts it in the TV and we start watching. The heroine of the anime is very much like Sayori. She is selfless to a fault, but keeps getting into trouble all the time because of it. Much like Sayori, she tries to face all her enemies alone, and while she succeeds in overcoming many of them, the final trial is impossible to solve alone. She nearly dies as despair overcomes her, but finally her friends reach out to her and help her realize how much she is truly worth. Heroine ends up overcoming the final enemy in the series, a being formed by humanity's despair. She clearly seems moved at the end. It's only when the final episode ends that she speaks up. Wow, she's so cool and strong. She's someone I've idealized since I was a kid. Wish I could be like that. You already are. You can't give up, because you'll be lost without my friend. But I don't want you to keep thinking you don't deserve my friendship. You deserve that and so much more. Please, Do you know why I respect that character so much? Because she's not afraid to be herself. She's a good person. And that is our main source of determination throughout the series. Yes, there will always be people who want to exploit you for your selfless kindness, but there will also be people who care about you and love you for your actions. Not just me, but the way you stopped Yuri and Natsuki from fighting the other day, and how you always try to be as kind as possible to everyone you meet. If someone acted that way towards you, would you go as far to call them worthless as well? I wouldn't. I feel happy they're so kind to me. That's how you make me feel. Every day. It's late. Maybe we should eat? I have to go soon. Getting hungry. Sayori brings me a dinner that she made herself, and the two of us eat in silence. Once we're done eating, she wishes me a good night and returns home after promising to come back tomorrow. Somehow, having someone take care of me feels really nice. But there could be another reason for why I feel so warm inside of me when I think about her and how she came to take care of me? Could it be because of her and not just because of her gesture of kindness? It's Sayori again. I feel a faint smile creep up on my face upon seeing her. Morning. Well, it's technically afternoon, but you look so peaceful in your sleep that I couldn't bring myself to wake you up. How are you feeling? I try to reply, but my cough is still pretty violent. Sayori sighs deeply, clearly disappointed with herself. I was hoping you'd feel better. I do. It just takes a while to recover. I look directly at her. How about you, Sayori? She smiles a radiant smile. I told you yesterday, don't worry about me. I'm tougher than I look. Besides, I'm here because I want to take care of you. Sayori? It's nothing, I was just talking to myself is all. I guess I'm weird like that. I think it's kinda cute. She takes her hand off my forehead and backs away. Is it just my imagination, or does she tense up for a few seconds after I call her cute? Anyway, I figured that since it's already past noon that I should wake you up. It won't do you any good if you sleep the entire day anyway. I speak from personal experience after all. Could this be your depression acting up again? Sayori, is something wrong? No, it's nothing. I just feel a little tired, I guess. Come to think of it, I did read that people suffering depression often have sleep issues. I think I should feel well enough to get up. You can go home if you want to rest. No, please don't! She tries to smile, but I can tell from her eyes that she's scared of something. Sayori, please tell me what's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Everything's all good. Sayori, please level and just focus on your own recovery, okay? You worrying about me makes me feel really uncomfortable. I want to help others, but please, don't worry about me. Why? It should be easy enough. You can just continue doing like you've always done. It's not that simple. A friendship is a mutual relationship. Anyway, just drink this up. I made it less intense than yesterday. And please don't tell me to leave. Sure, I only said that out of concern since you seem tired. With the sinking deep feeling of defeat, I put the cup to my lips and slowly make small gulps to drink up the steaming hot tea. Just like Sayori said, it's less intense. I feel revitalized as soon as it flows into my stomach. Sayori takes my cup, but instead of leaving the room, she sits down in the chair near my bed. Level Engine, are you afraid of being left behind? Being all alone in the world? Huh? No, never mind. Forget I said anything. I must be really tired if I'm rambling stuff like this right now. It's a perfectly legit question. I was just put off by how sudden it was. It's clear she's hiding something, but I can't imagine what. It's nothing. You don't have to worry about it. Just forget I said anything. I'm an idiot for even bringing that up now. Judging from her voice, she's trying to fight back her tears. She gets up from the chair and starts leaving, still wearing a bright smile on her face. I won't allow this. Sayori, wait! Level Engine, no! Get back! You're still too weak! I ignore her and walk up to her. She shows no sign of running away. She only stands and looks at me with a bewildered expression on her face. Before she can back off, I put my arms around her. Level Engine, you big dummy. You know you can trust me, you've already told me about your depression. She wipes her tears away and looks at me with a calm, serious look on her face. Level Engine, please let go of me. You shouldn't waste your time trying to help me solve my own issues. Despite this, I defiantly shake my head. I won't do that, Sayori. You're like family to me, maybe even more. Sayori, I'm hungry. If you can stay out of bed, it means we can go downstairs and eat. Okay, but I want you to tell me what's wrong. But I'm warning you, it's not a happy story. Isn't that what friends are for? Some food. Let's eat first. Did you prepare all this? Yes. So what's the story then? Then she begins her tale. As she does, her voice sounds cold and emotionless. It's as if she's reading out a script without putting much thought into the words. As you know, I've always put others before myself. It's mainly because of my personal beliefs. I don't want to be selfish and hurt others, even if the selfish way seems to be the best way to survive. As I grew up, I had to see so many people perform selfish actions just to make themselves happy. In kindergarten, one of my friends wanted a doll another girl had, so she stole it from her when the girl wasn't watching. And that's enough to make you depressed? I kept silent not to betray my friend. Didn't want to lose someone who was precious to me at the time. Eventually, my friend pinned the blame on me to avoid getting into trouble. The girl she stole from hated me for it, and I could feel how she hated me. Ever since then, I promised myself that I'd do everything I could to make others around me happy, no matter what. So, her essentially trying to be, like, the Good Samaritan and just being punished for it? Or just, like, living a miserable life because she's trying to be so hard to be a Good Samaritan? This is already starting to sound like a less sexually explicit version of Marquis de Sade's Justine. Justine, set before the French Revolution, tells the story of a young woman. I'm assuming that's Justine? Her story is recounted while defending herself for her crimes en route to punishment and death. The main idea is essentially this young maiden who sets off to make her way in France, follows her in her quest for virtue, and she's pretty much, like, sexually punished for her virtues in spades. Not just a catalog of sadism, but a catalog of just how harsh a place the world is, and the only way to get ahead is to be a bastard. The other kids in my class noticed I couldn't do anything to defend myself since that'd mean hurting them physically or emotionally, so they started to force me to do various favors for them. I did as they told me since I wanted to make everyone happy. One of them, a boy in my class, seemed to genuinely care about me. He always defended me whenever they lashed out on me. Eventually I got a crush on him. I'd buy him sweets after school. This is elementary school, right? It was only after 4 years that I found out he only used me. He never valued me as a person, and once I started to show clear signs of exhaustion, he started to mock me and call me weak and useless. He even spread horrible rumors when I wasn't looking and slowly but surely destroyed my reputation to the point where I feared going back to school every day. Even after I learned what he did behind my back, I couldn't hate him. Jeez, what an asshole. If only he was the only one, and if only the story ended here. One day, he announced to me that he got a girlfriend, and who'd have thought it was the same girl whose doll had been stolen. The two of them ganged up on me, telling me such awful things. How I'm nothing more than a tool. How I don't deserve friends and love. How I'm worthless. I started to believe them, and still do. After all, this is my fault. If I hadn't been so selfish in my desire to make others happy, then maybe. She breaks down to a series of hysterical sobs. I walk over and hug her, letting her cry into me. Sayori, listen to me. I won't abandon you. I'm not like those assholes. I value you as a person, not for what you do, but for who you are. But I'm so scared. What if you end up finding someone better? There really isn't any question of me finding someone better. Even if I did get other friends, I would still never abandon you like that. As for you thinking you're worthless, you're not. Definitely not. You're worth so much to me, and you're much better than you think you are. Isn't the fact that I'm standing here with you proof of that fact? If I haven't abandoned you when you're at your lowest point, you don't have to worry about me abandoning you in the future. Besides, as someone who's been abandoned by several friends and treated like a walking joke for most of his life, I know how you feel. I'm sorry you had to see that. I don't mind. I'm happy. Now I know more about you, Sayori. I'm happy you're my friend, and helping you makes me happy as well. You have no idea how much that means to me. Just know that you're not alone anymore. You don't have to face all your inner demons alone. Okay, I trust you. How weird. This warmth I feel oddly relieved at having told you. I'm glad you're feeling better. Hey, that's my line! Don't forget, I came here to take care of you, not the other way around. Haha, how could I ever forget? But you can talk to me anytime, Sayori. No matter how big or small the problem is, if you have concerns, you know I'm there for you, like you are for me. I know, and I appreciate that so much, but I'm still afraid. I don't want to be a burden. You never were. Since we're in the mood of confessing awkward things, I guess I should mention it. Without you in my life, I'd be completely alone. Nobody else takes me seriously, but you always did. I owe you a lot more than I let on, you know. You're too kind. Hey, let's just end this now. I feel like my heart is going to burst if we don't change the topic soon enough. Alright, what do you want to do? Please let me go back to taking care of you. Okay, fine. Also, level engine? I love you? Oh. I wonder how many times in DDLC mods, like, characters say, like, they loved me. And why does this sound so sad out of context? Like, I need this to fill this void in my heart. Sayori. Before the darkness of sleep overwhelms me, I promised myself that I'd tell her how I feel about her tomorrow. I open my eyes to see the morning sunlight shining through my curtains. Sayori's caretaking seems to have worked wonders on me, since I don't even need to check my fever to know that while it's not gone yet, it's significantly weaker. I slowly make my way out of bed. My legs feel weak, and I feel a little dizzy as I get dressed. I look at the time and figure that Sayori will be arriving any minute now, so I decide to head downstairs and surprise her. However, Sayori doesn't show up. Did I push her too far? Maybe she's getting ready now. Should I call her? But the door doesn't open. I look out through the window and see Sayori standing outside my door with a very conflicted look on her face. Why is she hesitating? Does she not want to see me anymore? She's fiddling with the key in her fingers as if she's unsure whether or not it's right for her to open the door. Oh crap. I think I know what the problem is. She must have misinterpreted my words as if they were signs that I'm in love with her, and she clearly doesn't feel that way about me. I mean, why would she? And why does that line of thought hurt me so much? Could I actually be interested in her? No, that's not possible. I'd have noticed the signs over the course of the many years we've known each other. Besides, the risk would be too high. However, my thoughts get interrupted when she turns her eyes towards the window and sees me looking at her. Her eyes widening in fear, she backs off and runs away. The anxiety inside me takes over my logical thoughts. I grab my coat and rush after her without even locking the door. I run as fast as my weakened legs can take me, but it's not enough. Between my terrible stamina and Sayori being much faster than her looks would suggest, the distance between us only widens. At this rate, I'll lose her. I'm filled with fear-induced adrenaline at the thought of possibly losing my only friend without even knowing why I lost her, and start using whatever resources inside me to run faster. As she reaches the middle of the road, Sayori hears my wheezing, turns her head, and sees me running after her. Her eyes widen in shock. The gap between us closes until she's right in front of me. Why? However, they don't widen from seeing Sayori stop, but from the large truck that's coming towards her at full speed. At this rate, even if it sees her and the driver pulls out the brakes, she won't escape unscathed if she doesn't move out of the way right now. Sayori, look out! Gathering all the energy left in me, I pounce like a cougar and tackle her out of the way. I use my own body as a cushion for her. The truck passes by, missing both of us by a few inches. She's conscious and unhurt, but still shocked. Upon realizing we were both safe, she gets off me without saying a single word. She tries to run away again, but I grab her hand and shake my head. Please don't run away. She says nothing, but her expression tells me she won't resist anymore. Let's go somewhere less dangerous. I have never been more terrified in my entire life. For a second there, I thought I had permanently lost my only friend. When we're next to her house, I stop and let go of her hand. Sayori, what happened? Why'd you run away like that? You could have been killed. Do you have any idea how scared I was? I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know how to act after what you said yesterday. How I'm worth so much to you, it scares me. I'm not used to it and I don't want people to care about value me. But at the same time, I'm more afraid of losing you than I am of dying. Why are you so afraid of losing me, when I've told you time and time again that you wouldn't? Please don't be afraid to tell me. I'm guessing it's more of this backstory. For the longest time, I have had feelings for you. That's why I came over yesterday. I wanted to see you and to take care of you. I didn't really do it for you. I was selfish and I did it to... You feel... What? I never knew. Nothing could have ever prepared me for this. I'm sorry. I'll just leave. I promise you'll never see me again. You're too good for me. I've always felt that way about you to some extent. Ever since you repaired my stuffed toy when we were kids. When you were the only kid in the whole school that was nice to me. But for the last few weeks, my feelings for you have gotten even stronger than they were before. Sayori. That's why I asked you to join the literature club. I wanted a reason to spend more time with you. But then I started to worry. I know I'm not good enough, and besides, there are so many girls in the literature club, and all of them are better than me. All 3 of them. It's not that many. But it's Sayori. But I'm pretty sure, like, a bunch of us feel like you are the best girl. Sayori, will you please go out with me? Sayori gasps and stares at me, dumbfounded. Sayori? I'd love to, but are you sure you want this? To prove how I feel, I pull her into a deep hug. Oh, the CG from the original game. She's clearly afraid to let go of me, just like I'm scared to let go of her. I feel her tears run down my neck and I stroke her back, letting her cry all her anxiety out. Before I know it, I feel my own eyes getting watery. Believe me, I want this. I think I've always felt this way too, I was just too dense to realize it. Sayori, And so the two of us silently hold each other. The only sound that escapes from us both is our muffled sobs and frantic breathing. As I pull her closer, I can practically feel how fast her heart is beating. Both of us are trembling, both from fear and anticipation. Come to think of it, how did I not notice the signs until now? I'd always written it off as friendship, but I underestimated my feelings. No, I misunderstood them completely. The shock of what just nearly happened was what finally made me realize what I really feel towards her. I'm both happy and scared. I'm sorry. Don't apologize, it's weird to explain, but I'm happy because I'm so scared. I think I'm scared of love. Same here. Sayori, will you be my girlfriend? I want to, but I can't. Not with how I feel about myself. If I don't love myself, how can I ever expect anyone's relationship to end well? Even so, I don't want this moment to end. An idea suddenly forms in my head. How about this then? Why don't we try to be in an informal relationship? We try to be in one and are more than just friends, but progress slower than normal. We can do it at a pace we're both comfortable with. Now that I know, I don't think I want to forget. Me neither, but please, I hope you know what you're getting into. I'm really high maintenance, so to speak. As am I, but honestly, I don't mind. If it's you, I don't mind. Call me weird, but I enjoy being able to help you. If I can make you smile, I'll be happy to maintain when needed. Wow. I don't know what this feeling is. Her tears start trickling down her face again, but this time she smiles. I've never been happier. I love you, Level Engine. Hearing those words escape from her mouth directed at me makes me feel a warm and fuzzy feeling inside. My whole body is heating up. I press her closer to me. Holding her like this feels so good. I love you too, Sayori, and I won't let you down. I see her close her eyes and move her face closer to mine. I close my eyes and meet her halfway, feeling her lips on mine. How many times did I kiss someone in these mods too? I mean, well, I know this was supposed to be like a dating sim, but I feel like I've gone through this routine so many times I'm almost kind of numb to it. Wow, that felt so good. Her voice is barely louder than a whisper. It sounds different now. It's more tender and gentle than usual. Level Engine. I know I might not be the best choice for you, but I'll try my very best to be the perfect partner for you. No, please don't try. I love you as you are. Why? Because you're the one I fell in love with. I don't want you to try to be perfect. Because nobody is. Though knowing you, you're too stubborn and will still try, huh? She laughs heartily. Looks like you're finally getting me after all these years. I'll do anything for you, Level Engine. Anything to make you happy. To repay for you making me feel this way. As I hold her in my arms, I realize that I really am in love with her, and I'm so happy that someone as wonderful as her is in love with me. How can I ever make her feel as happy as I am feeling now? Just promise me one thing. Let's not keep any secrets from each other anymore. Just promise me one thing as well. Don't go. Ever. Even when you find someone better than me. Don't worry, I'm not even going to look in any other girl's direction. Are there still roots for all the other girls, though? So, aren't we technically going to lie to her straight to her face? Oh no, I completely forgot that you're still sick. Don't worry about it. I don't think I've ever felt better. Are you sure? I mean, I still took a day off so I could take care of you. I still want to spend the day with you. Is it alright with you? I mean, if you want time to process what just happened, I understand, and she merely kisses me to shut me up. I've been dreaming of this day for so many years. I wish to spend every moment with you, if you'll let me, that is. I kiss her back and make it very clear that I want to spend the day with her. What would you like to do, though? I don't really care as long as it's something I do together with you. I, I feel the same way. Though we should probably find something to do. How about going to that park? First thing we're doing is a couple going to this park. We had to take a bus to get to this park? How far away was it? Or are you both really out of shape and can't just walk, like... Or is it really that far away? I think I might come back to this, perhaps, tomorrow. Sounds nice and all, but I think I'll just leave it for tomorrow. I mean, it's mostly just this typical stuff we do as couples, dating. Like, when I think Doki Doki Literature Club, I don't really think, like, dating. I think, like, having the shit scared out of me. Like, dark backstories that make you think. Or, like, just really philosophical. I mean, I can only imagine there are people who wanted, like, the pure DDLC, like, dating experience. That plus, like, they wanted the girls to be happy. Like, even Monica deserves to be happy. But I'll just leave it here for now, and I'll come back to it very likely tomorrow. And everyone, by the way, thanks for watching.